back from a little vacation, survived Snowmageddon 2021. The electricity's back on, the party lights are back on, so it's back to cooking. Today we are going to do wild elk chili in the Instapot. Okay, first rule of chili, doesn't matter what kind of chili it is, we're doing elk chili today. But the first rule of pure, unadulterated Texas chili is no beans. Now, if you want to make a bean casserole or you want to make some other soup with a chili flavor in it, then yeah, go ahead. Add beans, add corn, add Midol for cramps, whatever you want. But no beans in true Texas chili. So I'm going to throw that out first and then dip into the rest of the ingredients. First thing, we're gonna get these onions chopped, get them in there, and then we're gonna put the Instapot set to saute, and then get that meat going along with the onions. Oh God, chopping onions is always such an emotional experience for me. So you can see here, I use the Go Wise. This is the 8 quart, and I'm gonna hit saute. That's gonna heat this up. I'm gonna get those onions, and let me open up our meat. Get that meat down in there, get it going with the onions. Good. Get our tablespoon. Olive oil. I'm gonna get our olive oil. This thing's getting warm, you can hear it. Start to fire up. Get that olive oil in there. I'm gonna open this meat. Let's start browning. All right, we're getting hot. You see the smoke start to pour off of there. I got my wild elk cut open. Super gamey. Let's get her down in there. It's gonna sizzle. We're just gonna move it around with a wooden spoon. Make sure it gets evenly cooked. So this is browning, maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes. Just depends on the meat that you use. Honestly, if I had it in the fridge, I might throw in like half a stick of Owen's breakfast sausage, maybe a little bit of bacon, maybe a little bit of beef. Get weird with it. As it starts to brown, that's where we're gonna add these onions. Chopped up the entire onion. But we don't wanna do it too early. They'll get a little bit too soft. So yeah, you can see that starting to get pretty brown. So in with the onion. If you get some down in the little ridge there, you gotta get that out. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a good seal when we put the lid on. So you can really see it steaming up now. Really gamey. The story here, I don't know if I told you this, but my friend Laura, apparently like her dad or a friend of hers went to Alaska and did a lot of fishing, brought me back some salmon. I didn't make a video of that, sorry. Brought me back some elk and deer meat. They slaughtered all kinds of animals. It was beautiful. And yeah, America. It's all right. So I really appreciate Laura bringing me back some meat. Okay, so here we go with the spices and the broth. I use this already chopped organic garlic. It's at Walmart. It's really cheap, really nice. If you want to go through the trouble of chopping your own garlic, knock yourself out. It's a pain that's not really worth it to me. So we're going to go with 1.5 teaspoons. And by 1.5, I got a 1 teaspoon there. I like it a little extra garlicky, so let's just go ahead and do 2. All right, next, we're gonna do 28 ounces of diced tomatoes. You can dice your own tomatoes. That's a lot of work. I'm gonna do the can. I'm in a hurry, I'm hungry, let's do it. Also, I like my chili a little spicy, so I don't drain, because I want this juicy. I'm gonna go with the diced tomatoes that already has the green chilies in it. If you don't want it as spicy, you know what? Take it easy. Don't use diced tomatoes with the green chilies already in it. I used to love that commercial, ain't no telling what you be rotelling. Okay, we got the diced tomatoes in there. Right out of a can, whatever. If you want to be a snob, dice your own tomatoes. Good for you. What's funny is I actually do have a recipe for a tomato sauce, which just happens to be the very next ingredient, tomato sauce. I got cans today. Again, look in the comments. I'll show you a link to my tomato sauce. I roast it in the oven. It's really good, but let's do can today. The kids are hungry. Got to get them in bed. Can it is. Stir that in there really well. See that meat getting pretty cooked. The onions have softened up a little bit. All right, next up, we're gonna go with our unsalted beef broth. All this stuff is already plenty salty as it is. I'm gonna go with 3/4 cup the beef broth. I love this great value stuff. It's really cheap, super easy. I can open this up, leave it in the fridge for a couple weeks, use it for my ribs, use it for my beef stew, all kinds of other stuff. Give that a little bit of a stir. As we give that a stir, you can see we got a new list of invitations and announcements on the fridge. My friends Billy and Bonnie, they had a beautiful little baby, Ellie Rose. While you're cooking, always think about your friends, right? All right, we're making chili, so obviously you gotta have a good chili powder, Schnucks. I don't know, picked it up at Kroger. We're gonna go 2 full tablespoons on the chili powder. Throw that around in there. Get crazy with it. Mix it in. It's chili. Gotta have chili powder. Next up, we got ground cumino. El Camino. We're gonna go with 2 teaspoons of this. A little bit more falls in there, no big deal. I love cumino. I use it on my rice and beans. I'm gonna post a video pretty soon from my white boy menudo. That's good. A lot of cumino in that. Get that mixed around in there. Next up, the venison is a little bit gamey. You can use this in your beef stew too if you want. I definitely recommend 2 little teaspoons of cocoa powder. It's not too crazy. Of course, for a little spice, we got paprika. Same thing, 2 teaspoons of paprika. Measure that out ever so scientifically. Boom. I like mine a little spicier. You don't have to, but just for giggles, I'm gonna go ahead and get some cayenne pepper in there. Not too much, because I've already got the chilies in there. I've already got the chili powder in there. Let's measure that out. Cayenne gives it a little bit of a pop as well. So in she goes. Sometimes I like to salt the meat before I put it in. So let's go ahead and do 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. I love this full grain style. Kosher salt's really nice. It's kind of interesting. Call for 1 teaspoon of sugar. You can do 2 if you want. Sweeten it up a little bit. Again, this elk is a little bit gamey. This bad boy right here will measure out exactly 1 teaspoon for you. It's kind of cool. You dump it, refills. Get that at any Bed Bath & Beyond, whatever, I don't know. But I actually like brown sugar, so I'm gonna go with the brown sugar. I use it ribs, meat, beef, nonsense. And so I'm gonna go, yeah, a teaspoon. I'm actually gonna do 2. I think this thing's gonna be spicy. And I like a good little sweet spicy. So 2 teaspoons brown sugar. And then right before we close this thing up, I'm gonna throw in a couple of bay leaves. I like the flavor they give off. And quite frankly, I bought these a couple of weeks ago. Haven't been able to use them. I like to just rummage the refrigerator and find some stuff that I think I might be good. So a couple bay leaves in the chili. Just give it a little stir, make sure all that stuff's mixed in there. The leaves, onions are cooked through. The meat's already pretty well browned. At this point, normally, if I was just making regular chili, I'd throw in a couple of just full, whole jalapenos, just toss them in. Since I used the rotel with the tomatoes and the chili already in there, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna chop this up very finely with some cilantro and some onion and then some lime. And after it's done, I might sprinkle that in as needed. But I don't wanna make it too spicy for all the other people that are gonna eat this. So it's ready to go. We are going to put that lid on there, and since it's already boiling, that, as you guys remember from all my other Instapot videos, that pressure valve is gonna pop pretty much instantly. So as I said earlier, we're using the 8-quart Go Wise. We're just gonna go select until we get to, you can see there's a bean chili setting. It defaults to 30 minutes. I'm gonna lower this, especially since we've already had it boiling. I'm gonna lower that as low as it'll go, 25 minutes, I believe, and then we're gonna let that thing go. So the pressure is fully built up. Don't worry, Linda, it's completely safe. You can't open it, it's not gonna explode. See our safety valve right there is completely popped up. A little bit of steam still coming out. Okay, we're all done. We've hit the time limit. You see our pressure valve is still all the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and quick release this. If you want to, you can slow release it, let it natural release. But again, same drill. You've seen my Instapot videos before. Safety first. That steam's gonna come flying out of there. But here's the thing, Linda, it's not going to explode. Just move your face away from this. Then you're gonna press that valve and let that steam fly. There's still some heat in there, so there's still some steam coming out, but all the pressure is released. You can see right here, the valve is completely dropped, but still, just in case anything pops or flies, we're gonna twist and we're gonna open away from our face. Yeah, look at that. Still got some steam going. If you wanna exfoliate, you want a spa day, get in there, just be safe first. All right, yeah, you can see it's still bubbling, still boiling. It's very juicy. Give it a good little stir, give it a mix around. It's nice. The beauty of chili is you can pretty much do whatever you want. One rule, no beans. Look it up. There's a book called A Bowl of Red by Godfather of Chili. Frank Tolbert. If you're in the DFW area, go to Tolbert's. You'll get the original international championship chili. It's very well respected as the expert in chili. If you want to make casserole, put in beans. If you want to make chili flavored soup or southern chowder, put in beans, put in corn. But essentially the ingredients of a true Texas chili is the spices and the meat and the broth. So here we are, final product. One of my favorite things about the chili is actually just ladling out into a bowl. You're just scooping out the slop and putting it all together. Like I said, I'll throw some cheese in there. Like I said before, chop up the jalapenos, give it a little taste before. You don't want to make it so spicy. I feel like a lot of people get crazy with the habanero, the Carolina Reaper. They kind of ruin the flavor of chili by trying to make it too hot. The competition is not to have the hottest chili, it's to have the best flavor. Grab some crackers. If you're a purist, you might want to just use some saltines. I'll go with some vegetable thins, some wheat thins. Grab some Cholula, some Sriracha, all this stuff, just dump it in. If you want to make it hotter, we'll even go with some crushed red pepper. Make it as hot as you want, but in your own individual bowl. Don't ruin it for everybody. So here we go, moment of truth. Got my chili, got my vegetable thins. Good bit of cheese, good bit of jalapeno. Hey, chili with a fork. That's what we do here. I'm not a fan of wild game, but this is good. This is delicious.